Sai Ram, Manoj sir, Namaskar, and a
Namaskar.
warm welcome to everyone once again to our June Swar Shravan session. So, without further ado, let me turn it over to Manoj sir for his presentation. So, who do we have in store for us today, Manoj sir?
Thank you so much, Seshadriji, and Namaskar, everyone, and welcome to all on June 11th for episode number 32 of Swar Shravan. And today it is a turn of a female vocalist, Vidushi, as we call them. Right? So, an extremely legendary vocalist. Now, before I start talking about her, I'm going to play a recording of her, which I'm sure, just like I used to hear in my childhood, early in the morning on radio. There used to be a program on Vivid Bharati in Mumbai called Vandanwar at 6:30 in the morning, which would play all devotional songs. And one of the most prominent devotional songs that used to be played in that program is this one, the one that I'm going to play. And that will introduce us to our artist for today. So I'm just going to play a couple of lines of the song. So here we go. There you go. That was the song that I was talking about. माटी कहे कुम्हार से तू क्या रूंदे मोहे, एक दिन ऐसा होएगा मैं रूंदूंगी तोए. Legendary songs. In fact, later on, of course, I came to know that it was Kabir Das ji's pad and all those details. But just the tune and these words, especially these two lines and some of the other lines, we will be listening to this song later on fully during the course of our session. But it is this legendary singer about whom we are going to talk today. And whom are we talking about right now? I wonder if any one of you have taken a guess. It is none other than Vidushi Lakshmi Shankar ji. Yes, Vidushi Lakshmi Shankar is our esteemed maestro for today, the legendary artist, and an artist who sang all kinds of genres, ranging from pure classical to thumri to a few Bollywood songs, along with her collaboration with Western musicians. So, without further delay, let's listen to her first pure classical music composition. And we will be listening to her sing one of the most popular legendary rags, classic rags, a Maharag as we call it, Rag Bhupali. So she'll be doing a Vilambit Ektal, Daya Karo Mohe Sham, followed by Drut fast composition, also in Ektal. So here we go, Vidushi Lakshmi Shankar ji with Rag Bhupali.
Speech on. Item chooser left. Audio track. Closing. Stocks. FaceTime. Reminders. Help. Dot. Page 1 of 3. Page 2. Page 3 of YouTube. O player. Button. Button. 05 hyphen Kabir Bajan hyphen Madi 78588 comma 3 of 3 we hyphen feed close button close 02 hyphen rock 01 hyphen rock bookally period mp select slash speech off.
Hmm.
Sare ga gare sada pada pada sare ga ga re re gare re gare re gare sare gare sada sare gare sada gare ga sa sada re re gare sada pada sare ga da sare ga pa da sa sada da pa ga gare रे सा दया करो मोरे श्याम गपद सा रे सदा पद सा गपद सा सरे गपद सा सरे रे गप पद सा da 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 pa da sa ga pa da sa de ga pa da sa sa re ga pa da sa pa sa ga sa de sa sa ma ga re sa sa re ga pa da sa re ga ga re sa da pa ga re ga pa da sa re re sa da pa ga re sa re ga pa da sa da pa ga re sa daya karo more मानो मानो मुरारी मानो मानो मुरारी मानो मानो मुरारी मानो 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 मुरारी मानो मानो मुरारी तन मन में तो पेवारी तन मन में तो पेवारी रखियो अब लाज मोरी मानो मानो मुरारी तन मन में तो पेवारी तन मन में तो पेवारी रखियो अब लाज मोरी मानो मानो मुरारी 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 तन मन में तो पेवारी तन मन में तो पेवारी रखियो अब लाज मोरी मानो मानो मुरारी काहे नित कर तेरा रे काहे नित कर तेरा रे मोसे तुम बार बार काहे नित कर तेरा रे मोसे तुम बार बार काहे नित कर तेरा रे काहे नित कर तेरा रे मोसे तुम बार बार आन मिलो गिरधारी विनती कर हारी हारी मानो
क्या बात है।
मानो मुरारी मानो मानो मुरारी मानो 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 मुरारी
वाह.
मानो मानो मुरारी तन मन में तो पेवार रखियो अब लाल मोरी मानो मानो काहे नित करते रार काहे नित करते रा मोसे तुम बार बार काहे नित करते रार मोसे तुम बार बार आन मिला गिरधारी विनती कर हारी 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 मानो मानो मुरारी मानो अब मानो मानो मुरारी.
Wow, wow. Wasn't it so amazing? So that was Vidushi Lakshmi Shankar ji presenting for us Rag Bhupali. And interestingly, I think one of the attendees asked a very interesting question just now. Did she reach the higher sa? Yes, she did. Absolutely. And so there were lots of facets of her gaiki that we saw in this, right? So just to give a brief background of hers, she learnt under the tutelage of Ustad Abdul Rahman Khan Sahab, who basically followed a combination of Patiala Gharana and Kirana Gharana, right? So the feature of Patiala Gharana is that, you know, they don't sort of stay on every swar. They like to constantly move around and, you know, keep doing those subtle variations on every note. So there is not a very gradual progression, but it's a very flowing, free-flowing rendition of swars. That's the feature of Patiala Gharana. And the feature of Kirana Gharana is that the raga is elaborated gradually. Now, of course, I played a very short clipping of this rag that we heard just now, but it's a good 45 minutes long recording that you can hear fully on YouTube. So that's the feature of Kirana Gharana. And the other feature of Kirana Gharana is, in the olden times, of course, it's not that prevalent in today's times, but during the time of Lakshmi Shankarji, the antara was not given that much of importance. So if you listen to the Bada Khayal that we heard just now, she sang the sthai and the antara right at the beginning of her presentation itself, which is not normally the case today. You sing the sthai, you elaborate in the sthai, gradually you go up the scale, and then once you are in the higher octave, that's when you sing the antara, right? So, but traditionally Kirana Gharana singers have not given that much importance to antara. That is their feature, right? They like to sort of delve more into the rag by way of singing swars and not really caring too much about the words, right? So that is a feature of Kirana Gharana. Of course, as I said, with the changing times, every gharana has evolved, and now, of course, everybody tries to take the best from the other gharanas so that they can have a wonderful amalgamation of various styles of music, whereby they can then make their own style, right? So that was Rag Bhoop from Lakshmi Shankarji. And of course, we saw her range. Initially, she went all the way down to lower Ga, and towards the end, as we heard, she went all the way up to the higher Sa, right? So, and of course, The other very interesting thing that I'm sure all of you must have noticed is the clarity of her words. Now, many a times in Hindustani music, the singers sometimes don't necessarily pronounce the words very clearly. So sometimes we fail to understand what the words of the composition are. But with Lakshmi Shankar ji, because she has sung other genres of music in which the literature is given a lot of importance, she makes sure that the words are very clearly heard, right? So, but an amazing presentation of Rag Bhupali. The next one is an interesting rag. It's called Rag Dhani. Now, Dhani is very similar to the more popular Rag Bhimpalas. Let's just see a quick difference between the two. Let me sing for you Bhimpalas, which I'm sure all of you know. Ni sa ga ma pa ni sa sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa re ni sa ma. That is Bhimpalas, in which the note ma is the central swar. Now, Dhani is sung in two ways. But the common thing is, instead of ma, ga is the central note. So, sa ga ma pa ni sa sa ni pa ma ga sa. Now this is one way of singing Dhani. So if you notice, I skipped re and dha coming down, right? In Bhimpalas, I sang sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa, and in this one, sa ni pa ma ga sa. So, and of course, the second way of singing Dhani is that some singers do sing re while coming down also. Sa ni pa ma ga re ni sa ga. So a slight touch of re, but the composition that we are going to listen from Lakshmi Shankar ji is the one in which she sings the first style of Dhani that I sang for you without the re totally, right? So sa ni pa ma ga ni ga sa pa ni sa ga. See the halt on ga. Ga ma pa ma pa ma pa ni sa ni pa ma ga sa ga ma ga ni sa ga sa. So that is Rag Dhani, also referred to as Dhani Kaunts by some singers. So let's listen to Lakshmi Shankar ji singing a composition in Madhyalaya Jhaptal, 10 beats cycle. So here we go, Rag Dhani.
Speech on. File info. 02-Ragdani period MP3 comp. Select. Speech off.
अब हूँ आए श्याम अब हूँ आए श्याम कब के
Wow, that was Rag Dhani. It's a very interesting rag, right? So, do listen to this on YouTube, and not just Vidushi Lakshmi Shankar ji, but so the other aim of all these sessions that we present for you is to also introduce you to some of these less popular rags that you can always listen to, right? So, the Rag Dhani. Now, yes, so thank you so much for that. I was just about to mention that Shuddha Dhanyasi in Carnatic music. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. So the next one is Manj Khamaj. the rag that we're going to listen to is Manch Khamaj, which basically is just like Khamaj, but taking the ma as sa. So sa re ga ma. This is your sa. Sa. It's almost like murchana, right? That we talk about in our music, in which you change the basic key, but you still play the same keys, right? So sa re ga ma sa ni sa dha ni sa sa ni sa re ga ma pa ma ga re sa ni pa ni sa ga re ga pa ma pa re pa ma ga re sa ni pa ni da sa. That is Manch Khamaj. So in which we are going to listen to a Thumri, the semi-classical genre. Like I mentioned, Lakshmi Shankar ji was so proficient in all the various genres that she sang. So this is one such composition based on rag Manch Khamaj, set to the 14 beats cycle Tal Deep Chandi. So let's listen to this.
Speech on. File inf. 03 rag Manch. Speech off.
झूठी विनती करते हूँ पैया परत हूँ पैया परत हूँ पैया विनती करते हूँ पैया परत हूँ पैया परत हूँ जाओ वहीं जहाँ बिताई सारी रतियाँ जाओ वहीं जहाँ बिताई सारी रतियाँ 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 ओ श्याम झूठी प्रीत की बतियाँ न बोलो अब न बोलो मुझसे श्याम 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 रे अब न बोलो मुझसे श्याम 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 रे अब न बोलो मुझसे श्याम रे अब न बोलो मुझसे श्याम अब न बोलो मुझसे श्याम अब न बोलो मुझसे श्याम रे अब न बोलो मुझसे श्याम अब न बोलो मुझसे अब न बोलो मुझसे अब न बोलो मुझसे श्याम
Wow, that was Rag Manj Khamaj. It's a beautiful rendition, isn't it? And if you notice the way she expressed the mood of the words with the swars, right? The combination that she sang, just so wonderful to listen to and so melodious. And as I said before, the pronunciation so crystal clear. So that was Manj Khamaj. Now, the most interesting part, the interview. This was incidentally taken in 1979 when she was on a tour to the US. This was taken in Chicago for one of the radio stations. So let's listen to a few excerpts.
Speech on. 504-interview period MP3. Speech off.
You yourself began as a dancer.
Yes. You see, I started learning from the age of 8, and I learned Bharatnatyam, which is the South Indian classical dance. And I thought I was going to be a dancer, but later on I fell ill and I had to give up dancing. And I was interested in music right from my childhood. And so I asked the doctors, could I switch over to music? So he gave me the permission to go ahead. And that is when I started to learn music. And in India, We learn whether it's dance or music right from a tender age, like 5 or 6. And I was quite old. I was almost 25 when I gave up dancing, and I had to start right from the scratch. And I was even worried whether I could do it in such a short while. But
is it often the case, since you said you start from childhood on, the music for the Indian child who becomes the musician, is it also a family heritage too, passed from one generation?
Yes, it is a family heritage, but it's not really necessary. Any child who is talented enough could learn music.
We speak of you as the North Indian vocalist. Is there a basic, I'm sure there is, cultural difference in North and South, and musical difference in India?
Yeah, there is basically cultural difference, and there's a big difference in the music too. Like South Indian music is called the Carnatic music.
Carnatic.
Yeah. And North Indian music is called the Hindustani music. And now the basic, till the 13th century, both the music had lots of similarities. But after that, there was a Muslim or Persian influence in the Hindustani or North Indian classical.
There's Persian and Muslim and Hindustani at that time, 13th century, conflicts and invasions.
Right. So the Hindustani music sort of, went different from the Carnatic music, but the Carnatic music has stayed in the same way. So, and the forms started changing with the change in with the Muslim influence.
The singer. The singer, the vocalist is the basis of all.
Yeah, vocal music is the basis of all Indian music, whether it's North or South. And essentially, we start learning vocal music from the beginning, and then people switch over to instruments like flute or violin or sitar.
So it is the voice, the human voice, that becomes the basis for all the instruments.
Absolutely. And like it was so in the, like early 13th century, whatever they sang was played in instruments too. Of course, after the 13th century, when Cal came into perform,
Cal, which is the Muslim influence, imagination.
But the sitar still plays the old traditional way of Drupad. And whereas singing Cal is a little different from Drupad. And so instruments still follow the vocal music. And in South India, of course, it's completely vocal music, whether it's played on flute or instrument like veena or violin.
These are impressions, in a sense, of evocations of the human voice through the instrument. And now there's a tape we'll hear. This piece we're going to hear, the raga Mishra Pahadi.
Yeah, that's also a tumri, which is a light classical variety. And Mishra Pahadi means, it's a raga. Mishra means mixed, and Pahadi is a tune of the hills. So this is where I told you that we have the freedom to mix any ragas we want, although it's based on a particular raga like Pahadi. And when I start improvising, I improvise word by word. I mean, every word is, said in a different mood.
For example, before we hear it, like consider a word, one of the words from the song, and how will you treat it differently?
Right. Like, now when we say Chodo Gagaria, it says it expresses the mischievous pranks of Krishna, and the gopi says, "Oh Krishna, why don't you leave my pot? I have to go to the river to bring water," and he's teasing her. So when she says, "Please leave my pot, I want to go to the river," so Chodo Gagariya Shyam, Gagariya Chodo, Gagariya Chodo, Chodo Shyam. And treaty, So this is a tumri. Tumris are really, it's a test on any singer because it needs a real lot of improvisation.
And so there you are, the words, so you grace notes and variation
everything,
and themes.
put
and so
feelings and emotions,
absolutely
and
free. So this can go on indefinitely.
Right.
Oh, that was just so amazing, wasn't it? So just before this, we heard the Thumri, and that's exactly what she was talking about as to what Thumri is all about. And of course, the example that we heard just now, just so insightful. And of course, she spoke about the styles of music and how it evolved, and very educative interview. And of course, she spoke a lot about, and in fact she demonstrated quite a lot, which obviously we cannot play due to lack of time, but it was just so beautiful that she explained as to how Thumri is sung and so on and so forth. And as she said, she was about to be a dancer, and thankfully she became a musician for all of us to listen to and appreciate her music. So just so wonderful. So now let's listen to the legendary bhajan about which I talked in the beginning. Growing up, one of the few songs that we used to hear on the radio in the morning. Let's listen to it fully now. The Kabir bhajan, Mati Kahe Kumhar Se, based on Rag Pahadi that Lakshmi Shankar ji just talked about.
Speech on. 05 Kabir Bhajan Madi. Speech off.
माटी कहे कुम्हार को तू क्या रूले मोरे एक दिन ऐसा होएगा मैं रू दूंगी तो आए हैं तो जाएंगे राजा रंग फकीर आए हैं तो जाएंगे राजा रंग फकीर एक सिंहासन चढ़ी चले एक बंधे जंजीर दुर्बल को न सताए जाकी मोटी हाय बिना जीव के श्वास सो लोह भस्म होई जाए चलती जाकी देख के दिया कबीरा रोए दो पाटन के बीच में बाकी बचा न कोई बाकी बचा न कोई दुख में सुमिरन सब करे सुख में करे न कोई जो सुख में सुमिरन करे तो दुख काहे हो पत्ता टूटा डाल से ले गई पवन उड़ाए पत्ता टूटा डाल से ले गई पवन उड़ाए अब के बिछड़े कब मिलेंगे दूर पड़ेंगे जाए कबीर आप ठगाइए और न ठगिए कोई आप ठगे सुख उपजे और ठगे दुख होय और ठगे दुख होय माटी कहे कुम्हार को तू क्या रोंदे मोहे एक दिन ऐसा होएगा मैं रो दूंगी तो मैं रो दूंगी तो
वाह Wow. You know, some of these songs, like, you just keep listening to them over and over again. Even after like a million years, I think they will still sound fresh, right? So, just one of these songs. So, as always, we conclude with Rag Mishra Bhairavi, in which Lakshmi Shankar ji is going to present for us another very popular Meera bhajan, Mat Ja Jogi. Let's listen to it. Sorry for that.
Speech on. Phyllis list icon play. Inbox. Slash. Inbox. Heading. Inbox. Phyllis list 06 hyphen rock Barabi hyphen Mira badge. Speech off.
मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगी प्रेम भक्ति के मार्ग न्यारी प्रेम भक्ति के मार्ग न्यारी प्रेम भक्ति के मार्ग न्यारी हमको गैल बता जा जोगी हमको गैल बता जोगी मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगी अगर चंदन की चितार चाई अगर चंदन की चितार चाई अपने हाथ जला जा अगर चंदन की चितार चाई अपने हाथ जला जा जोगी अपने हाथ जला जा जोगी मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगी जल जल भई भस्म की ढेरी जल जल भई भस्म की ढेरी अपने अंग लगा जा मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगी प्रेम भक्ति को मार्ग न्यारी प्रेम भक्ति के मार्ग न्यारी हमको गैल बता जा जोगी हमको गैल बता जा जोगी मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगी
Wow, wow. Let's all salute and pay our obeisance to this legendary singer Vidushi Lakshmi Shankar ji, and let's listen to more of her and several other singers whom we miss listening to, and there is so much that we can learn from all these singers musically, and of course also from their journey, right? So thank you so much to all those who attended this session, and for episode number 33 we will be all getting together on the second Sunday of July, which is July 9th at I guess it will be 12 noon Eastern. Of course, we'll confirm the time closer to the date, but the date is fixed, Sunday, July 9th. Thank you so much and happy listening. Namaskar.